The Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun. I like where the movies is at right now.
I am worried that people are eventually going to all be living in some sort of a VR world.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's designed to move that way.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you give people something and they're going to use it.
Yep. And they're going to get better. They're gonna make a new one.
The
new one's going to have extra features.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, like, you know, I get it. Like, fuck.
Have you fucked with any of that VR stuff?
Yeah, VR is awesome.
Do you ever do that? There's a thing outside of Disneyland where you there's a VR game that you go through. You go through like this little, like they have a giant room, right? And the room's set up for the, what was it called? The Void? Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Holy shit.
The Void VR. And there's a Star Wars one and there's a Wreck-It Ralph one.
Okay.
And they're hilarious. I mean, you're walking around. You feel heat from fire. You pick up a plastic gun. You're shooting at stormtroopers. And
Shit's crazy.
It's crazy. And while you're doing it, you're like, this is just step one.
Exactly.
This is going to be insane in 20 years.
They're just giving us pieces,
Yeah.
like bits and pieces. Like, they already have more.
You think that?
Oh, for sure.
Really?
100%.
I don't think that.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
Because I think that what they're showing you right now is state of the art. They're selling it. It's the best, and it's in competition. And it's getting better and better all the time. But
That's a good way to look at it because they put it at my fault. I mean,
no worries, man. Yeah, I just think these people are very competitive.
Yeah.
The money is in getting the best shit out the quickest.
Okay.
And they're all competing with each other.
So they're putting out like the bootleg version and letting somebody smarter test it, work it, and make the better version. Then they'll come back and do that later.
Well, that definitely happens too. I mean, that's what China does better than anybody.
Yeah,
they take some shit and just redo it.
I'd be feeling like, this is just my theory, is like VR, right? It might be so fucking dangerous that they don't know like how it'll
let it out.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like they give us like little bits and pieces of it to like let us, you know, they spoon feed it to us so they don't kill us. And the world just go crazy. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, because they probably tested it on somebody and they died like before. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, they was like, oh shit, we went too far. It's like, hold on, let's like pull it back a little bit and just give them this. Like you said, give them this version of it. You know what I mean? But I feel like there's more.
Well, I think when you really don't know what the fuck is going on, that's with military stuff. I think military stuff like weapons and, you know, spaceships and aircrafts that they're developing. We don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're doing some shit that we have no idea.
Right.
But I think with things like consumer electronics, like technology, I think what you see is what you get. I think this is as good as they can do anything now. They're working on the newest, best shit.
Right.
You know, and that's coming around. They're always constantly in development. But
Right.
They're all competing against each other.
They
There's
just
no
don't
way
know.
they would hold anything back.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Damn. I feel like there's a phone that charges in 2 seconds. It's like, okay, if
No
you're
way, you have it out.
If you're in a war,
Right.
and your cellular device goes down, it's like you can't plug it in and charge it. It has to like happen quick, right?
Right.
So like they have that, in my opinion. They just don't give it to us.
All that stuff, I can see your argument because you're in a war. They might have better batteries like that the military develops or
Right.
some new kind of battery. That's possible. But there's so much money in batteries. Like there's so much money. If they had a better way of doing it,
Right.
like if Samsung came out with a phone
Right.
that charged 100% in 30 seconds, and Apple would have to figure out how to compete with that.
Right.
They would have that out.
Right.
They wouldn't hold on to that.
I think
No one would hold on to that because that would just dominate the market.
Powerful, right?
It would dominate the market.
Yeah,
But
it's too powerful.
But that happens. That's what always happens.
Yeah.
That's how Blockbuster's out of business.
Right.
You know?
Right.
That's why there's no more Tower Records. All that
It's
shit
true.
happened in our lifetime.
Yeah, for sure. Like 100%. Music isn't even physical.
Right.
Like, and I make music and it's not real.
Right. It's a sound.
Yeah, it's a sound. And fuck, you know? I don't know.
That is a crazy way to look at music. What is this? The R17 Pro, which is the company's latest, is the fastest charging smartphone in the world. It advertises that 35 minutes is all it takes to entirely fill up a dead battery.
That was 7 months ago, so
So it's probably faster
they
now.
got something like that for sure.
35 minutes. So what do you think they can do like for a full battery?
I would say that there's probably 100 cell phones out there that can charge in 5 minutes. There's not a million because they can't source that much.
Wait a minute, charge more than this can? Like
like, I would say like there's a military phone that they might have 100 of them passed around the military, but it's not mass produced.
and it can charge up in 5 minutes?
Sure, for
Really?
sure. If this can do 35 minutes,
You two should get a
7
room.
times faster. It's easy.
You guys are all conspiratorial on
That's not even a
electronics.
big- that's not that big.
It's just I mean, to me that's
a
normal.
big leap.
To me,
Not
that
that
shit
big.
is normal. This is energy that we're talking about, right?
Right.
Bro, like cars still move off of gas. Like that shit
true.
is like the Stone Age, bro. Like shit's going electric. You know what I'm saying? Like that's on some spaceship shit. So I mean, like at the end of the day, like they have this shit. They just can't give it to you because they're killing people testing it. It's like it's like food. You know what I mean? Like. They have to approve this shit before it comes out, but they have a car that goes, it just crashed into the wall, you know what I mean? And somebody died in it, and they're like, whoa, we can't put this on the streets yet. It's like all of that shit, energy,
Really?
yeah. Like
Well, you think they have a car that's so fast they can't put it on the street?
they have, I just feel like transportation in general, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Communication, transportation,
Yep.
technology, the way we hear music, the way that we view things and shit like that. Our whole experience,
Technological.
whatever the fucking word is, we're being spoon-fed. FaceTime, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was like you used to have the service to FaceTime.
Right.
Now everybody can FaceTime. You know what I mean? It's like people don't even call each other no more. They just FaceTime. So we feel like, oh man, we came up. This was blah, blah, blah. Like we feel good about that. We feel excellent about it. But there's more. I feel like that's just me. I just feel like they're just sitting on it. You know what I mean? They're waiting to give it to us.
I don't think companies have any reason to do that.
Yeah.
The only reason to do that would be to get rid of the stock of the stuff that they're already selling. That'd be the only reason. Because sometimes when companies announce a new product's coming, people stop buying the old product. Like Corvette is having a problem with that right now.
Okay.
Because the Corvette, excuse me, they got this car, the ZR1. You seen
Right.
that thing?
Yep.
It's a demon. It's ridiculous that you could go to a store and buy a car that has that much horsepower. But a lot of people don't want to buy them because then there's a new Corvette coming out in like a year.
Right.
That's a mid-engine, total new design. They
Gotcha.
don't want to be stuck with the old one.
Got you.
People get weird.
Yeah, that's true.
So in that sense, they might be holding out on what they're about to be able to do. But like we saw with that foldable phone that Samsung tried to come out with, and then they had to take it back because it was so defective. So many of them were breaking. It was a
Right.
giant embarrassment, and they pulled the whole thing.
Right.
And now they're trying to rework it and figure out what to do with it. That's like if a company has something like that happen, and that's the number 2 smartphone company in the world. Oh, they're number 1, right? Samsung's number 1. Huawei's number 2, Apple's number 3. That's the number 1 cell phone manufacturer in the world, and they got that kind of a fuck up. There's no way. They're not holding back anything. I don't think so. I think they're trying to sell the best shit they have right now, and then they're in development with the next level shit right now. But as far as like what they can bring to market, what they have is what they bring to market. I think like those on-screen fingerprint sensors, they didn't used to be able to do that. Now they can. You just touch the glass and it reads it. All that shit is like they're just trying to get it dialed in to the point where they could sell it to enough people and it doesn't break. Like that stupid folding. Did you see that folding screen?
Yeah, it's like a fucking, you could, like it was a regular phone, but it folded though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it would fold open to like an iPad.
To an iPad,
Yeah.
yeah, that shit's stupid.
But that thing kept breaking.
Okay.
And, you know, when it came out, everybody's like, holy shit, this is the future. The glass bends.
I think there's like you said, there's like the people who just freak out about whatever's new, right?
Right.
And then there's like shit that really moves you know what I'm saying? Like really changes shit. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And there's a huge difference between those. Like you got the people who just want the new shit, and then you got motherfuckers who's actually like doing shit that changes things forever. Like streaming changed music forever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like mini discs and all of that other stupid shit that people were trying to do to change music. It didn't work. You know what I mean? And it didn't exist. So it's like the one thing that stands out and changes things forever. That's what motherfuckers remember. I don't know if they're holding it or not. It is what it is, but like there's some smart motherfuckers who designed this shit for us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like you got people who just consume it and they're just like, oh man, I'm here for whatever, like, you know what I mean? And then I feel like there's a lot of people who understand it and know how to play off of, you know what I mean, those people's emotions. And then that's where you get like, you know what I mean? What we have now.